Welcome to the Dalton State College Writing Lab. This tutorial is designed to tell you a little bit about how the Writing Lab works and what resources are available to you in the Writing Lab. When you come to the Writing Lab, the first thing that you need to do is sign in. This is where the sign-in process begins. Begin by typing your student ID number, your 9000 number, on this screen. Or you can swipe your student ID card on the side of the computer monitor. Once you've swiped your card or entered your ID number, you will come to this screen. First, no matter why you're visiting the lab, click Tutoring. Below that, click on the class that brings you to the lab. On the upper right side, you can choose a service type to let us know a little bit more about what brings you to the lab. Finally, click Continue at the bottom and you will be signed in. When you're ready to leave the lab, simply swipe your card again or re-enter your 9000 number and you will be signed out. Why do we ask you to sign in when you come to the lab? The first reason is to keep the lab open. We use the sign-in data to show how many students are using the lab so that we can keep the lab open. Another reason that we ask you to sign in is to see what resources you need. When you sign in and select an activity, that helps us know what resources are helpful to you. And finally, we ask you to sign in because we send reports to your professors. Each week we send professors a list showing which of their students have been to the lab. What resources does the Writing Lab have? We have computer programs, compass practice, and worksheets. This is a sample of one of the computer programs we have, ESS, or English Skills Software. This is one of our most easy to use grammar programs. When you open ESS, this is the first screen you'll see. This screen has a list of all the grammar topics that you can review and practice in this program. Once you've chosen a skill, you'll be taken to a page or two of review. The review pages explain the grammar topic and give examples of how to correctly use that grammar rule. This is a page from the section on commas. Once you've read through the review, you will be taken to a screen where you will complete a practice exercise. As you go from one grammar skill to the next, be sure to read the directions at the top of the page so that you know what to do for that particular exercise. This is an example of the screen after the correct answer has been given. As you can see, the program will tell you if you are correct, and it also gives you an explanation of the correct answer. The explanations are particularly helpful if you guess to come up with your answer or if you didn't give the correct answer. So always be sure to read the explanations at the bottom of the screen. Another helpful program is Writer's Resources. When you come to this opening screen, simply click the arrow on the right side of the page. This will take you to the main menu. This is the main menu. Take a minute to look and see all this program has to offer. As you can see, there are many different things you can do in Writer's Resources. Whether you want to practice and review grammar, learn more about rhetorical patterns, or study the writing process, you can do it all in Writer's Resources. Once you've chosen the area you want to study, simply click on that topic and you'll be taken to the main menu for that section. This is an example of one section in Writer's Resources. This is the section on writing an essay, and it has lots of helpful examples and explanations. This section contains something helpful for every step in the writing process. ESS and Writer's Resources are just two of the programs available in the lab. We have many others, and the Writing Lab staff can show you how to use them as well. Another thing that you can do in the Writing Lab is practice compass. For English practice compass, you can use all of these resources on the screen. This is a list of the ways that you can practice in the lab. Through the Humanities folder on the desktop, the Merit program, and we also have paper compass tests in the black filing cabinet. You can also practice the English compass on the Writing Lab website listed on the screen. This is what you will see if you go to the Writing Lab webpage to look for Compass Practice. Under the section labeled Compass Writing / English Practice, you will see Practice English and Writing Compass Exam and the Gainesville State Practice. It's a good idea to start with the Gainesville Practice first and then work your way up to the Practice English Writing Compass Exam. You can also practice for the Reading Compass in the Writing Lab in the same places that you practice for the English Compass, in the Merit folder or Humanities folder on the Writing Lab computers or online at the Writing Lab website. On the Writing Lab website, you will see this. You can choose from any of these practices to prepare for the Reading Compass. You can also do grammar worksheets while you're in the Writing Lab. We have worksheets for all of the topics listed on this slide. The number in parentheses tells you how many different worksheets we have for each skill. The worksheets are in alphabetical order in the black filing cabinet with drawers labeled Grammar Worksheets. The answer keys are in notebooks on the lab tables so that you can check your answers when you complete a worksheet. If you don't understand an answer, ask someone who is working in the lab to help you. If you need any help, just ask. The Writing Lab has a lot of resources that enable you to work on your own, but the Writing Lab staff is here to answer your questions. When you walk in the lab, there's a schedule on the door that lets you know the hours the lab is open and also let you know which faculty members are working when so that you can be sure someone will be in the lab when you want to come by for help. So how can the Writing Lab help you? As I said, we can answer any specific questions you have, but we cannot check your homework or proofread an essay that you are turning in for a grade. Students sometimes ask why we can't proofread, and the main reason is that it doesn't help students become better writers who can identify their own errors. To get the most out of your visit to the Writing Lab, come with questions. As you're working on an assignment, note the areas where you have trouble or where you think something might not be correct. We can answer those specific questions, but we cannot read through an entire assignment to find grammar errors. If you don't know what questions to ask, think about any past problems you've had with writing. Or if you've already completed assignments this semester, go back over those graded assignments to identify weaknesses or areas where you lost points. If you have questions about how we can help you, review the assessment guidelines online at the link listed above, or ask someone in the Writing Lab. When you can't come to the Writing Lab, here are some online resources where you can do grammar practice or find answers to questions that English students often have.